For years, people have admired Serena Williams' relationship with Alexis Ohanian, and we thought their romance was picture perfect as well. We even made a video about their love story, which we've linked for you in the description box. But now that we've looked back on their relationship, including some of the most recent developments, it's clear that something just ain't right. Today, we're about to get all up in these folks' business, and if this topic isn't your cup of tea, then get to stepping. But for the rest of y'all, be sure to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of barbecue bacon jerky, chicken and waffles popcorn, and butter toffee peanuts. In May 2015, Alexis flew to Rome to speak at a conference and booked a room at the Cavalieri Hotel. He headed out to the pool, and that's where he first encountered Serena, who was in town to compete in the Italian Open. Alexis told Vanity Fair he didn't realize who she was at first, but he connected the dots a few minutes later. In his defense, he said he never paid much attention to any of her matches. He also told the magazine that for most of his life he had, quote, no respect for tennis. Serena didn't know who he was either, and when he told her he was in town to speak about the website he co-founded called Reddit, Serena still was clueless. She told Vanity Fair she had never even heard of Reddit, but she lied to Alexis and told him she was browsing his website earlier that morning. Serena mentioned she was working on a new website project, and Alexis offered to give her some feedback. It was Serena who decided to make the first move. Serena gave him her number in case she had more tech-related questions. Alexis was still going through the motions after ending a 5-year relationship, and he wasn't interested in dating anyone. Of course, it's perfectly fine to give someone your number if you're interested in them, but for more insight on this topic, we headed on over to good old Reddit. One website user posed the question, for guys, do you like it if a girl gives you her number without you asking for it? In the comments, the men explained how they love the idea of a woman making the first move. However, problems can arise when a woman takes on the role of the pursuer because it can leave her feeling doubtful about the connection. This is something that Serena experienced as well. She told Vanity Fair that she wasn't sure if Alexis was interested in her. In fact, she thought he actually had the hots for one of her friends. Now, you see, if Serena would have waited for him to ask for her digits, she wouldn't have had any doubts, right? Anyway, her agent invited Alexis to Serena's tennis match that was taking place that night. Serena had an injury and didn't play well, but she still won. Afterwards, she invited him to have dinner with her and her team, but for unknown reasons, he wasn't able to attend. They went their separate ways, and a few weeks later, she texted Alexis that she was bummed that he didn't get to see her play well in the Italian Open. She proposed that he should fly to Paris to watch her compete at the 2015 French Open. Now, at this point, it's kinda clear Serena was doing the chasing. At no point in this story does it even appear that Alexis was highly interested in her. And after inviting him to Paris, Alexis said he only agreed to go because if he got there and she decided to blow him off, he had friends that lived in Paris, so he would link up with them and make the most of the situation. Prior to her match, he and Serena hopped into an Uber and took a drive around the city. They drove to the Eiffel Tower and went to a zoo. They even stopped by a vendor where Alexis bought Serena some candles. After touring the city for 6 hours, they fell for each other. After about a year of dating, Alexis realized Serena was the one. He told Vanity Fair it all went down on his 33rd birthday in April 2016. He was at a restaurant with his grandparents when Serena FaceTimed him to say happy birthday. This was a big deal to him since Serena was raised as a Jehovah's Witness and doesn't celebrate birthdays or holidays. Serena went public with their relationship in August 2016 when she posted a group photo that included Alexis on her Instagram feed. As their relationship progressed, Alexis admitted they were in a bi-coastal romance and they spent a lot of time apart. He said it was really rough on him if they had to miss one of their daily FaceTime sessions due to Serena's busy schedule. So at the start of every year, he started creating a shared Google Calendar so they could map out their schedules and plan their meetups. While Alexis was going through it, from being away from his boo, the tennis champ said the distance was perfect for her because she enjoyed her freedom. In fact, over the years, Serena has been rather honest about how quirky she is when it comes to dating. During a 2002 interview, she stated, "It is hard to have a relationship with me because I'm a little crazy and I wouldn't want to date me." We know. That interview was conducted decades ago when Serena was 21. However, 7 years after that interview, she expressed the same sentiment when People magazine asked if she was an easy girlfriend. Serena responded, "No, I'm probably the worst girlfriend to have. I'm insecure. I think most girls are." Back then, she admitted she was traveling a lot for work and she wasn't willing to compromise her career for any man. Thankfully, Alexis appeared to be the perfect match for Serena. He even told Glamour magazine that he knew her tennis career, quote, really does have to come first. Alexis proposed in December 2016 at the same hotel where they first met. The following month, she found out they were expecting a baby. In a personal essay for Elle magazine, Serena revealed that while pregnant, she didn't form a connection with her daughter. She wrote, "While I loved being pregnant, I didn't have that amazing, oh my God, this is my baby moment ever." Their daughter, Alexis Olympia, was born in September 2017, and Serena said she fell in love with her immediately. To help Serena through the traumatic aftermath of giving birth, Alexis took 16 weeks of paternity leave from Reddit. Alexis was so happy to be a father, he began spoiling Olympia from the jump. However, in a tweet, Serena expressed her annoyance with how many outfits and toys Alexis was buying their daughter. They became husband and wife in November 2017. Even though Serena initially pursued him, Alexis has since pulled out all the stops to show Serena that he's utterly devoted to her. Like the time he flew her to Italy just because she was craving pasta, or the time he installed 4 giant billboards in California that proclaimed Serena as the greatest mama of all time to welcome her back to tennis after she gave birth. And those are just a few examples of Alexis going above and beyond for his wife. While he has been celebrated online for the support he has shown Serena, he told BuzzFeed News in 2019, "Look, I'm flattered by those things. I try not to take them too seriously because the reality is I am far from a perfect husband." Although he didn't go into detail, Serena shed a little more insight on the state of their marriage during a March 2021 chat with Bumble's The Question Game. When asked about the most surprising thing about marriage, Serena answered, "Marriage is not bliss, but it can be if you work at it." She also added that one of her deal breakers is a lack of loyalty. In an interview, Serena stated she never thought she would marry a white man, but she and Alexis enjoyed learning more about each other and their cultural differences. Alexis joined natural hair Facebook groups to get some pointers on how to do their daughter's hair. He even embraced the fact that Serena, who was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, didn't want to celebrate their daughter's birthday or major holidays. But during a candid moment on Twitter between white people, Alexis opened up with some TMI about how Serena taught him how to properly wash his cakes. An online user wanted to know which Twitter users washed their full body in the shower and who only scrubbed their armpits and private parts. Alexis chimed in and admitted that Serena had to teach him how to use a washcloth. One baffled online user asked Alexis WTF he thought those little towels were supposed to be used for, and Alexis stated, "Maybe decoration? I just thought the bar of soap was an overachiever and could do it all." In September 2022, Serena stepped away from tennis to devote her time and energy to motherhood. She was also looking forward to working on Serena Ventures, her venture capital firm that's focused on funding founders with diverse backgrounds. She later clarified that she wasn't retired, and there's a possibility that she'll return to the court one day. Now, let's fast forward to November 2022, when Serena's old fling, Drake, decided to stir the pot. Drake and Serena were first linked together back in 2011 when he tweeted a suggestive message to her about wanting to make her sweat during their upcoming match. The following year, a video was leaked of Serena bouncing her cheeks inside his condo. Drake mentioned Serena in his 2013 song Worst Behavior, and in August 2015, TMZ obtained photos of them making out at a Cincinnati restaurant. Drake was also spotted at some of her tennis matches. Now, back to November 2022. Drake released the album Her Loss and emptied the clip on Alexis in a song called Middle of the Ocean. In case you forgot, the song goes a little something like this. Sidebar Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no boo, it's like you coming for sushi. The internet went bananas, and it didn't take long for Alexis to clap back. He took to his Twitter to share a list of his accomplishments and gushed over how life changed when he became a husband and a father. He then posted a second tweet that included a picture of himself in the stands at one of Serena's matches and a caption that read, "The reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter." Serena stood by her man by replying to his tweet with a bunch of heart eye emojis. Drake is known for being rather, emotional, and he loves to refer to his exes in his songs. However, many people thought that Drake taking direct shots at Alexis, a man that literally minds his business, was a low blow. And that brings us to February 2023. 3 months after calling out Alexis in his song, Serena was spotted creeping into Drake's pre-Super Bowl party in Scottsdale, Arizona. Oh yeah, and did we mention that Alexis was nowhere in sight? Didn't Serena say loyalty was a deal breaker in her relationships? You know RRG is messy as heck, so we did some digging on his Instagram, and it appeared that while Serena was partying with Drake, Alexis was on a golf trip with his parents and Olympia. He also tagged their location in Florida, thousands of miles away from his wife. Now, Serena's actions ticked off 2 groups of people. The first group was her fans, who were perplexed why she would party with her ex after he dissed her husband. And the second group was the Jehovah's Witnesses. Serena got baptized a month before Drake's party, and the witnesses over on Reddit were concerned about Sister Serena slipping back into her worldly ways. According to the New York Times, Drake's party had an invite-only guest list, which means he had to personally extend an invitation to Serena, and she had to personally accept the invite to gain access to the star-studded event. Maybe she has a good reason why she attended the party after Drake publicly disrespected her hubby. Or maybe there's a deeper issue going on. Or maybe we're just tripping, as usual. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below, and thanks for watching RRG.